Mouse Scrapper with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and we're here today with another episode of Mini Monday. Mini Monday, yes. Now this one was actually a viewer request. A little mini log cabin. And you're going to find the PDF for this. It's a Google link, and that's where it gives you the PDF. You're going to find that in the show notes below. And there's so many things you're going to find in those show notes. So let me talk to you about them. Right. First up, we have two shout outs. Michael from Michael the Quilter, and Annette from Sunbeam Fabric Art. Both of these channels, YouTube channels, are doing some really cool stuff with their quilting. So you guys have got to go check them out. Give them some words of encouragement and love. If you like what you see, hit their subscribe button, because I'm sure they would be just thrilled to have you as a subscriber. Also, you're going to find in those show notes are the Zoom sew dates. Are the first Saturday of every month from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, because I'm in Alberta, Canada, and this is how it rolls. And we have so much fun on those Zoom sew dates. And if you don't feel like sewing that day, bring your knitting and crocheting, whatever you got. Also, if you guys want to help us out, please make comments, thumbs up, share, like, subscribe. Hype is new. Hype is doing some wonderful, cool things, and hitting the bell so you don't miss content. All of those help drive our analytics and push our videos out so that we can reach more quilters and give them fun-free 3 patterns every week. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a mouthful. I'm going to try and say that 3 times quickly. We also have a Facebook group, and it's warm and welcoming. We have all sorts of fun community chats. We do fabric exchanges by country to save on postal costs. We have a virtual sewing room hosted by Discord. And the admins say, please answer the questions, agree to the rules, because they can't let you in otherwise, right? So, and if you're part of that Facebook community and you're looking for a virtual sew room, this is the perfect one to go into, right? Because you get in there and you just have all sorts of fun in that room. And I do try and get into that virtual sewing room as often as I can. Also, I speak for free to quilting guilds and quilting groups. So if you're looking for a speaker for your guild or group, please message me through the email, which you'll find under the About tab, or you can message me through the Facebook group. Either way, I'm happy to make an accommodation if I can to what your group needs. I'm quicker at Facebook than I am at email. Also, if you have a shout out, if you're a viewer and then you're saying, well, I never hear Brenda give a shout out to this guy or that woman, or you know what? Send me the link, send me their name if you can, and I will try and I'll add them to the shout out list. If they're a quilting channel, yes, we will give them a shout out. Just don't tell them, because we're trying to sneak around and do something nice for people, okay? So that would be so much fun for you to do that. Also, we have 2 different collaborations that we're involved in this spring, summer, and fall. And I could not be happier to be part of both of them. I am just so thrilled. The first one is the Quilters Challenge, and that's Kelly from Kelly's Quilts Plus, Sam Albert, Sewing with Debbie, Michelle from Bits and Pieces, Kelly from Silly Moon Rulers, Future Cat from New Zealand, and of course myself. We are just having a ball. We have a theme that we give out, and the challenge is, what does that theme mean to you, and what are you going to do with that theme? And we're not only challenging each other, we're challenging our viewers as well. So it's really cool to see what's coming out. I'm so anxious to see what comes out on some of these. It's going to be wonderful. The other collaboration I'm involved with is called Back to Basics. Now, Donna from Handmade by Ying with Donna is running that one, and she's assembled a team of YouTubers. They're also in the show notes. All of them are in the show notes. And we're teaching back to basic skills for beginners and for people that have been around for a while and picked up bad habits like myself. Because, I mean, I have picked up bad habits, I know. So it's going to be a fun series to watch and just see how everybody's take on these skills. It's going to be very interesting, right? And I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. That one's a lot of fun. Also, our next sew along after Twinkle Twinkle is done is called Happy Scrappy Overflow, and it starts May 13th. We are filming this right at the beginning of March. I haven't started sewing it yet, because normally we get it all sewn and we film it, and then we give you the next project that's coming out. I am really delighted to see how that Happy Scrappy Overflow is going to go over. Because, I mean, we've been hitting our strings pretty hard and our crumbs. And, yeah, people are starting to complain, I'm out of strings. So, yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So, we can use other things. We can actually use our fabric scraps. It'll be fun. So, I think that's it. Yes, it is. So, come on in. Let's get to the sewing of log cabins for Mini Monday. Okay, so here we are at the sewing machine, and what we've got here is a log cabin. Now, what I have done is I've taken my tracing wheel, and I've scored the back, and I'm hoping you guys can see that, or it will focus. So I know where all the lines are in the front, right? I mean, that's kind of helpful. Now, you'll notice this does not have numbers on it, right? And you're probably going, hey, wait a minute, you missed the numbers. Yes, we did. We missed the numbers. I don't know why the numbers disappeared, but then the numbers have disappeared. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take the darks and the low volumes. We're just basically going to cut a 1 1/2 strip off of all of the low volume. And let me just get this, because we didn't do this earlier. Of course, now we have to do it now in front of camera. But what we're doing now is pre-cutting some of our strips, right? And that will help us. We only need one of this. And that's going to help us get our blocks finished quickly. And, oh, let's see, I just need one of these. Where's the end? Oh, there it is. Okay. Now you just want to line them all up kind of in a row. There. And I know I only need 6 low volumes, right? Because the way I've marked my pattern, I only need 6, right? So what I'm going to do is, I'm not even going to trim off. I'm just going to make, I always go 1/4 inch bigger, but something like this, you'd only need 1 inch, right? But now I've got some cut for the next other 4 blocks, right? So we're not doing those 4 blocks now because that would be too much. And that goes over there as well. Okay. Now we're also going to do the same thing with our darks, or mediums, I should say. The mediums. The mediums are going to be treated the same way with this. We're just going to cut quick little lines. There we go. Line it up best you can. Don't get crazy with it, just line it up. There we go. There. And a little spider thing going on, and a plain piece. So again, 1 inch, you want to measure like 1 1/4 inches, just in case something slips, right? So there's all your darks. That's how fast you can pre-cut something, right? So now, you got your pattern, you got your darks, your low volumes, your paper scissors for cutting out the pattern. Tape is your best friend. A pen to mark where the low volumes go. And I'm just going to set all of this, and of course you're at a 1/4 ruler. Now, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with the smallest piece first. And these are all pretty big sizes, so I guess, no, we'll alternate them, I guess. Pink and gray and pink and gray. And, oh, maybe this is not going to work. We'll do gray and pink. There. We want to alternate these so that we get some variety as to where the placement is. You know, and of course we got 4 other ones, so we kind of want them to look similar, but not necessarily the same. Okay, there we go. Now, so there's that. So if I'm putting a pink here, I want to start a dark here. Oh, is that the shortest dark? Yes, it is. Okay. Oh, maybe this one is. Oh, that's fine. It's almost the same color. They don't have to all be the same, right? That's the other thing. Okay, so you want to put one on top of the other, and you want the gray here. So basically what you're looking for is this line and a 1/4 inch above, right? Very quick to do, very quick to do. So you just flip it over, and you start like a 1/4 inch pass, and you go right across a 1/4 inch again, pass up and down, you want to go up and down the same spot, so you just hold your fabric or hold your piece that you're working on, and what happens is that will automatically create a little knot for you. So now this gets pushed back and out of the way. So now we're going to trim a 1/4 inch from this side, and we've probably got enough now to make the other 3. So I'm just going to keep putting it on. So there we go. I'm going to do 1/4 inch from this side. You want that off. Yeah, want that off right there. Just like so. That's okay. And now the next piece is here. You're going to assemble this the same way you would sew a log cabin. And the only reason why you are taking advantage of the foundation paper piecing is because it is so much quicker to do tiny piecing. So now I'm just going to lay this out this way, and I'm going to lay it out, and I'm going, hopefully nothing flips on me, and I'm just going to sew in between. There we go. There. There. Okay. So now, there we go. Flip that over. Now we always want to pull away from the center. Okay, and there. Okay. So now this one is going to be next. This one right here. So you want to make sure that you've got a good 1/4 inch right there. And this is a little bit long, but that's okay. Now we'll just quickly trim this last piece so it fits better. So I'm going to put a pink here because I can. And it's kind of an odd pink, but it works. So we get our thread all lined up so we don't have any problems. Oops, did I flip something? No, I didn't. Good enough. Yes, I flipped something. Yeah, these are tiny. Because they're so tiny, they're a little hard to manage sometimes, but that's okay. There. And I usually like to save my log cabin work until the end of a project, because you can use up all sorts of little bobs and bits. But I thought, yeah, I saw this request and I was like, oh, I haven't done that yet. Oh dear, I should have done it already. But I was reading through a book and I was like, yeah, I should have done this request already, but oh well. We're doing it now. We're doing what we can. Okay, so we're going to finger press this out just like so. Okay, and the next one is right there, and we're just going to cut that out just like so. There. And now I'm going to, oh dear, I'm going to trim this one so it's only, like I only have to deal with a 1/4 inch, right? Because that will help me line up my next spot. So, but basically what you're trimming is you're trimming away the one side and the other side so you have some easier piecing to deal with. Okay, so now we're going to put this under and we're going to start a 1/4 inch away, up and down. Now you need sharp needle. The sharper the needle, the better puncture you're going to have on your fabric. And yeah, that also creates a much neater work. Sharp needle, small stitch length, and I am not really good with what the new ones need, the new sewing machines need, but I set mine at 25 to 30 stitches per inch. So that's where I'm getting my stitch length. Now, I think it's, yeah, 25. I think it's like 1.5 on these new machines. I'm not sure, right? And I hate to give you guys something, you know, well, this is what it is. No, I don't know, because I don't know. I do not have a modern machine. I don't know. I'm just trimming off that edge too. Now, so this is the light and these are the darks. So now this is going to be a light log because that's your next log. But I want it to be a gray. I do not want it to be a pink. And I want this to be... Now you can also trim these down so that they actually fit. But... there we go. Yes, I'm using up some older thread on these projects because I have hordes of it that were donated, and I want to make sure it gets used. You know, because that would be a lovely, it's a lovely gift to get thread. You know, I mean, especially when you're doing charity quilts. As long as it's good cotton thread, you know. You can make it work. You can make all of it work. So the next one we're going to put on here is, wait a minute, which one is this? This way. This one, here, right there. And I'm going to use a pale pink because I can. Ah, okay. There. And there we go. See, with just a couple of logs of everything, you know, just that's when it, do you see how small these pieces are? And you can make some beautiful little patches just with your leftover log. If I was really, you know, frugal, I would probably be pulling out my strings, right? Because I mean, this is a perfect one to use up your strings on as well. But I mean, this works. This works. Okay, so I'm just going to do the, so you do the side and then you do the edge, right? And that's going to line up the next piece for you. Now, the next piece is right here, and I want to use a dark, because I can, and I'm going to use this dark, and I want to get the spider faces in there, I'm hoping. And let me just put this under, pick away the extra thread, make sure my sewing foot doesn't go AWOL while we're doing this. Okay. Here. Nice, neat, quick. Okay. I'm going to do the other three off camera, I think, because to make you guys watch all of this. Now, if I were doing this in a quilt, right, I would have all four of them, or as many of them as I needed for my quilt. I wouldn't be just doing one at a time, right? That's where some people get confused, is they think, oh no, you need to do them one at a time. No, you don't. Especially once you've marked where your low volumes are going. And some people too, when they're doing log cabins, this is something to think about too. When they're doing their log cabins, they're doing very bright colors, and they're all over the place, right? So, I mean, I kind of think about it that way too. And I'm just going to add a pink where I need this darker pink to be. And we're going to put that down. There we go. when you're doing blocks like this, or any other blocks like this, the thing to keep in mind is what is your low volume, what is your dark, what is your medium. Because you want contrast in your block. If you don't have contrast in your block, it doesn't look like anything, right? So that's something really important to keep in mind. And we just take down this. Okay, so now we're back to this side, and we're going to put a pale pink there because we can. Yes, sometimes it's because you can. That's the reality, because you can. There we go. There. And flip it over. Get here. Okay, now I'm just going to, because this is the last side, right before I get around the outside, I'm just going to leave that side. I'm not going to trim it because I've now hit the edge of the block. Okay, now we're going to this side, and like I say, we're just going to hit the edge of the block again. Come on, there we go. There we go, and there. And push that right out, right like that. There we go. Well, where is this from? Okay. And you want to trim off the excess bit. That 1 1/4 inch string worked perfect. And now I'm looking at this log here, and I want to put a pink here, or a dark pink, darkish pink. So, oh my goodness, come on, there we go. There we go. There we go. And we get that out of there. Boy, I've got lots of string on this side. And there's a mountain of thread that I've cut off. Okay, just like so. You put that in the dark pile or the medium pile, if you know, if it's that color for you. And now the last piece just goes straight across, and we put it under. We start right here. Here. Now we go like this and like this. And the purple is still there, hanging in. Dear life. Okay, so now we're done, and we just have to trim off that edge piece. I suppose we could use that for the center of the next one. Now, I have just finger pressed, and I'm going to continue rolling with my finger press because it's working. And I'm just going to stitch within the seam allowance. There's where you sew the blocks together and the seam allowance, and the rest you trim off, right? So between the seam allowance and where you sew, the sew line and the seam allowance, you're just going to go through and run your stay stitching through. There we go. Just like that. There we go. Nice. There. Now, what you're going to do, you're going to take all of this stuff and move it out of the way, because Now you're going to trim this block. You want to now you want to lay the 1/4 inch line, the dots, right on where you sew, not the seam allowance. And you do that for 2 sides. There we go, nice and neat. Very cool. And now you're going to take a 3.5 inch line and your 1/4 inch line, and you're going to try and get the best possible cut, most accurate cut you can. And yeah, you have your 3.5, you have it all together, yay! And there you are, there's your block. Now we didn't need numbers because you're assembling it the same way you would a normal log cabin. You want your darks or mediums on one side and your lights or pales on the other side. Now what I did is I marked my low volumes on this side, right, or my lights. So I figured, okay, now I'll have enough contrast in here. And of course you mix up the pinks and the grays and you just have a good time with it. So let's get to our ta-da moment. Okay, here's our cute little log cabin. It's so tiny and so cute and just absolutely adorable. Like I say, with a log cabin, right, there's no numbers on this, but it's the same assembly as you would as a patchwork, right? So you start in the center and you work your way around, either clockwise or counterclockwise. You have to, they're all the same. So this one just came together quite beautifully. This one is a good little, if you have all your little scraps handy, or strings that are a little bit wider, because you need like an inch and a quarter, and that would be perfect for these, because these logs are so tiny, right? They're just, and it's just sweet. When you're done, this thing is so cute. But anyways, I've got a few more of these to make this afternoon, and because there's 4 per page, but I decided, well, we'll show you one, and it's just like I say, it's just so cute. And you can lay them out any way you want. So anyways, I hope you guys have fun with this, and this was a lot of fun, and this was a viewer request. Now I can't remember which one of you requested this, but I thought, okay, we'll do this one for you today. Okay, you guys stay well and take care, and I hope your 1/4 inch is just perfect. Okay, until we meet again, all right, bye! My husband and I would like to thank you for all of your support and watching our videos and sharing and liking. It has just been, you've put us on such an amazing journey, and we are having so much fun. I hope everything is going so well in your life, and you know, your 1/4 inch is perfect, everything is working out for you. And we're just so happy to be part of your lives, and you having, like I say, you're watching us. I was just so thrilled that you're doing that. So I want to say goodbye, and I want to thank you with all my heart. Okay? Take care. Bye.